Hey everyone, happy Monday. Sorry, kind of have a beautiful and horrible, well, I don't know if it's horrible, but definitely a rainstorm nonetheless, kind of blocking out the internet today. So I had to wait to redo this video. I did send out the signal earlier in and around this area, so just a few pips shy of that, and you guys can check the time in which that trade was sent out according to Telegram, and at least you'll have that much information, so you can kind of go off of that. So bear in mind, this does look a little bit different in all fairness than it did before. But just like anything else, I'm going to go over kind of what I was looking at. So as you guys can see, I got the watermark to work. This is the 4-hour chart, CHFJPY. I will fix the title on YouTube. YouTube didn't like my song playing, which is just silly because it's like a 1903, like Believe in Love Again song. Like, I don't even know who owns the rights because it is so old. But either way, having said that, I'm going to redo the video. So this is the triple arrow kind of setup. This would be what we call our swing trade setup. This is something that kind of we can use for confirmations. But as you guys know, I use more than one thing for confirmation. So what we have on this, and now people are asking about my typo. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get this in here while I still have an internet connection. Is pretty simple. We have an 8-hour crossover from MACD. We're not quite above the 0 line on the 4-hour chart, but I'm okay with that for other reasons, and I'll kind of count them with you if necessary. Our RSI is that purple line in here. It's well above the 50. We have a clean crossover, and we even retested a bit on our currency strength indicator. Beautiful wide kind of crossover on our ADX, and momentum peaked down, but is continuing back up, which is exactly what we like to see. Triple arrows, daily dots, as well as 4-hour dots. We have an 8 and 18 crossover, a momentum candle, and we were making new highs. So when I first sent this signal, it was in and around this candle. That candle right there where it was just kind of barely coming above that first fractal level. So as you guys can see, the trade already went, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 pips in profit, give or take, depending on brokers and where you entered. But nonetheless, this is about where the signal was sent, and at least you guys got the typed version. So no doubt about that, at least. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. I have to re-put this as big. There we go. So as of now, though, slightly different analysis because now we have a broken above the average daily high. Although, again, what I was saying on my previous video was just in case this is wrong, I really wish I could get my crosshairs, but they're over there, and Zoom and YouTube is not letting me. So it's okay. We'll make do. We'll use my just regular one. This is my bread and butter kind of setup. As you guys can see, I have everything on here but the big arrow. And again, kind of same concept. At the time that I sent this signal, everything was really lining up. Our profit filter was saying go, and it looked really good, and it still does. So having said that, we're kind of retesting the 50. We did kind of bounce off that average daily high, but we broke above it. So now what we're looking to see is kind of the play around before it skyrockets off. When I first sent this out, which of course is not going to let me draw it now because I don't have access to my crosshairs, but was, let's say this is only a pullback. Let's say we're only going to retest from here to previous structure, to where price stalled out before. This is approximately 50 pips. So even if this trade tends not to be a complete reversal, we can still get a safe 50 pips out of this trade. That's what I was seeing. But moving on to some of my other templates, not this one, gonna skip that. So kind of a little bit cleaner setup. Again, we had broken a trend line, so that's another confirmation. And if it only ends up kind of coming to retest, what I'm looking to see happen is it to break right here, retest, and then come up. So anywhere from a possible 100 to 200 pip move, depending on how you hold it and how you trade. Now, the lot size you guys should be using is something along the lines of the one for the 55 pip take profit if you're doing the 6-figure challenge. This is a very safe trade. I mean, particularly if you entered it when it was sent out. Now, I would definitely wait for a pullback. But either way, when on the 1-hour chart, which of course this one does not have the, I will show you, let me put this on here. Okay, this is the 1-hour CHFJPY. We have the nice TK crossover for those of you who like the cloud, although I use the 50 moving average over the cloud itself. It's just cleaner for my eyes. And again, we have a nice kind of safe uptrend here. Worst case scenario, if it comes down to retest before it comes up, that's what we're looking at. So unfortunately, let me move this, move it again. Okay. Sorry guys, bear with me here. I'm just going to stretch it out manually because it's not being very nice. Got it. So I can actually access my little cursor here. From where I called it at, we're looking at a minimum of 50 pips. Just a safe 50 pips. That's kind of how I trade. It really matches my philosophy of what if I'm wrong? If I'm wrong, is this still worth taking the risk? So we have approximately 14 confirmations on this trade, depending on the system and tools you're using. What I'm actually seeing, though, if I continue to some other templates, is on the daily chart. This one's the 4-hour. I will show you. I'm going to pull this over, put it on there, stretch this out a little bit if it will let me. There we go. So our CHF is definitely stronger than our JPY. Expect this to bounce around a little bit, but that's exactly what we're looking to see. But notice how on a cleaner chart, we see a perfect double bottom. We also see that same double bottom on the day chart. So price kind of has rejected off of this area twice. So what I'm looking for to see happen is, because that definitely counts as an indication of a turnaround, is even if we only come back to test previous, sorry guys, technical difficulties today, especially from where the first entry was called. Okay, you're still over 100 pips. What I'm seeing is for it to come all the way up to here, anywhere from about 220-ish, give or take, depending on, obviously, a lot of factors. But we can stay in this downtrend. If I draw a down trend line, it's kind of just nothing perfect, kind of sloppy. If we're drawing it from here, that's one. We can draw another one from this peak, that peak, and that peak. So essentially, even if we're wrong, although that didn't stick very well, move this back up. I'm going to pull this back over. Bear with me. I just want you guys to see that this is kind of how I trade safely is what if you're wrong? So what if this tends not to be the reversal we think it's going to be? So even if it's not the reversal we think it's going to be and we are wrong, for it to come back and retest this trend line, you're still looking at a pretty safe 100 pips, okay? So if it breaks through that trend line, now we're obviously looking for a reversal. We're looking for many, many pips. But this is just how I kind of trade, is to trade the safest, most probable setups. So CHF is gaining a lot of strength. And, market sentiment anticipates it to do so, primarily because for those of you who don't know, we're in the third quarter, well, the official fourth quarter, according to, the sales industry, but for economic and the government, this is they do their fiscal year a little bit different. So October is a big month in terms of calculating COLA, cost of living, and the things that affect your tax dollar. So this month, the high anticipation of the US dollar falling, high anticipation of, and obviously any safe haven currencies, kind of being traded a little bit opposite. So to anticipate CHF to go up, especially with the trucking crisis, the American economy now supposedly, it's under scrutiny to say the least. This is kind of what I'm seeing. So that is a really brief, not nearly as thorough rundown as what I had a little earlier, but I wanted to show you all the reasons why I see this as a good buy. So at this point, guys, I'm calling about 4 trades a week. I don't want to call a whole bunch more than that because, that's awful. That's some indicator when I was looking for something else. And this is the Heiken Ashi. This is the last one that I showed on my previous video that you guys may or may not have got to watch. So this is Heiken Ashi candles. What I'm seeing here, again, this is the day chart, is we have a double bottom. But more so, now we have a green, so a bullish candle that is a doji. We officially broke above the support. So our next level of actual support is in front of the 200 pips away. So again, even if we only catch half of that, we're still in pretty good shape. So we're using the lot size that's for 55 pips. On average, you may be able to get more than that. Obviously, don't over leverage your account. Yes, this is high risk trading if you're doing the 6-figure challenge alongside me. Guys, you only need anywhere from about 40 trades, potentially even 25 to 30 if we're honestly getting 100 pips out of each of them to really hit 6 figures. So some of you guys are hitting amazing numbers. Some of you guys are messaging, and it's an awesome experience. So please keep it up. I'm super proud of you guys, and just continue to compound. For those of you who aren't prepared for that much risk, then just don't do it. But why? How do you say this nicely? Like, let's stick with the original concept, which was we knew that we were going to get into this and we were going to have some fun. We were going to make a mess, maybe blow some accounts and grow some accounts, just to have a fun atmosphere and environment. So that's what I'm seeing on this trade. I hope that answers most of your guys' questions for what we're looking at. I don't see anybody questions in terms of YouTube, so I'm good there. Yeah, so I think that's about it. If you have any questions, by all means, shoot me a message. I'll do my best to answer it. My internet's a little bit floofy today, and this video should work because there is no song playing in the background. So hope you guys have a fantastic day. God bless and take care. Now, how do I stop this?